RHOC star Shannon Beador rejected for Golden Bachelorette. Shannon Beador has been keeping it real on Bravo's Real Housewives of Orange Country since 2014. Viewers watched her marriage to David Beador crumble. Her relationship with John Jansen didn't fare much better. Shannon has been at odds with her ex's new girlfriend, Alexis Bellino, on season 18 of the show. The Bravo celebrity just revealed that she was rejected as the first ever Golden Bachelorette. Keep reading to find out what happened. Shannon Beador reveals she was rejected for Golden Bachelorette. Shannon Beador isn't giving up on love despite two very public failed relationships. Her marriage to David Beador ended in 2017 after 17 years of marriage. She dated John Jansen from 2019 until 2023. The mom of three said on the RHOC season 17 reunion that she and John were still friends. However, their friendship went up in flames by the time season 18 started filming. Shannon Beador spilled to Bachelor Nation's Nick Viall on his Viall Files podcast that she threw her name in the hat to be ABC's first Golden Bachelorette. She explained how the idea came about. "We have some producers who work for the Bachelor franchise, and I said, what about me being the Golden Bachelorette?" She wasn't surprised when she was turned down because she knew it would likely be someone from the Bachelor Nation franchise. Golden Bachelor contestant Joan Vassos was ultimately named the first Golden Bachelorette. While Shannon Beador didn't get the job, she said that it sparked an idea for Bravo exec Andy Cohen. According to the RHOC star, he called her and asked if she would join a new Bravo dating show. RHOC star will look for love on new Bravo dating show. Bravo is getting into the dating game. The network announced the Love Hotel with Shannon Beador, RHONY alum Luan de Lesseps, and RHOP stars Giselle Bryant and Ashley Darby. The single ladies filmed the spinoff in Cabo San Lucas in September. The new show will air on Peacock in 2025. Shannon Beador came under fire recently after the host of the Love Hotel spinoff called out her behavior during filming. They later retracted their claims and apologized. Did she find love on the new Bravo dating show? She didn't spill much to Nick Viall, but hinted that she's still single. "I did meet people on the show, and I'll just leave it at that," she said on the podcast. Is she done with RHOC? Season 18 of The Real Housewives of Orange County has been a tough one for Shannon Beador. In addition to her ex's new girlfriend joining, Shannon had a falling out with longtime friend Tamra Judge. The Bravo star spoke to People magazine about whether she would return for season 19. Shannon Beador had always been a whirlwind of energy, an emblem of Newport Beach drama, and a polarizing figure among her fellow housewives. But the call she received one afternoon in her sunlit Orange County kitchen turned her world on its head. "Golden Bachelorette," she repeated, her voice wavering between excitement and disbelief as she clutched her phone. "You mean me?" On national television, Finding Love Again. The casting director on the other end of the line chuckled. "Yes, Shannon. We're reaching out to prominent women over 50 who embody resilience, charisma, and an undeniable zest for life. You're exactly what we're looking for." Shannon's mind raced. After years of navigating tumultuous relationships, from her stormy marriage to David to a string of unsatisfying flings, this felt like an opportunity for a fresh start, a chance to show the world, and maybe even herself, that she still believed in love. But as the weeks passed and the preliminary interviews piled up, Shannon's confidence began to waver. The producers grilled her about her past relationships, her infamous wine-fueled outbursts, and her penchant for dramatic exits. She found herself oscillating between charmingly candid and overly defensive, unsure if she was presenting the best version of herself. "I'm an open book," she told them during her final interview. Yes, I've had my ups and downs, but who hasn't? Life is messy. Love is messy. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that you have to keep your heart open. The producers nodded politely, taking notes. Shannon couldn't help but notice their poker faces. Weeks later, Shannon received a thin envelope in the mail. She hesitated before opening it, her manicured nails trembling slightly. The letter began with an enthusiastic tone. Thank you for sharing your story with us and allowing us a glimpse into your life. We are inspired by your journey and admire your courage. But the next paragraph hit her like a tidal wave. After careful consideration, we regret to inform you that you have not been selected to appear on The Golden Bachelorette. Shannon's jaw dropped. Rejected. Her? This was a woman who had faced down the likes of Vicky Gunvalson and Kelly Dodd. A woman who had survived Newport's fiercest social battles. And yet, somehow, she wasn't Golden Bachelorette material. The audacity. Her initial reaction was to call her closest confidant, Tamra Judge. Tamra, can you believe this? Shannon's voice cracked over the phone. They said no. Me. Shannon storms Beador. Do they not know what they're missing? Tamra, ever the pragmatist, tried to soothe her. Bathe their loss. Honestly, you're too good for that show. Can you imagine competing with 20 women for one guy? You'd be flipping tables by week 2. I don't flip tables, Shannon snapped, though her tone softened as she considered the image. But maybe you're right. It's just, I really thought this was my chance to change the narrative, to show people a different side of me. Tamra chuckled. Shannon, people already love you for who you are. You don't need a cheesy dating show to prove anything. Still, Shannon couldn't shake the rejection. It gnawed at her, a constant reminder of all the ways she felt she'd fallen short. In her mind, being chosen for the Golden Bachelorette had symbolized more than just another reality TV jig. It was validation, proof that she was still desirable, still relevant. Instead of wallowing, however, Shannon channeled her energy into something productive. She decided to launch her own dating series, Shannon's Second Chances. With her housewives connections and her undeniable star power, she quickly secured funding and a production team. The premise was simple. Shannon would serve as both host and participant, guiding a group of eligible bachelors through a series of challenges designed to test their compatibility with a modern woman over 50. Think wine tasting competitions, Newport Mansion scavenger hunts, and cooking challenges featuring Shannon's favorite lemon herb chicken recipe. The show's tagline practically wrote itself, because love deserves a second chance, and maybe a third. As filming began, Shannon threw herself into the project with her signature mix of determination and flair. Her producers quickly discovered that she was both a dream and a nightmare to work with, demanding perfection but also delivering genuine moments of vulnerability that made for incredible TV. In one particularly memorable episode, Shannon broke down during a one-on-one date with a widowed architect named Daniel. As they discussed their past heartbreaks, Shannon admitted, "I've spent so much of my life trying to prove I'm enough. To my exes, to my friends, to the world. But the truth is, I'm still learning to believe it myself." The moment resonated with viewers, and Shannon's Second Chances became an overnight sensation. Fans flooded social media with messages of support, praising Shannon for her honesty and celebrating her journey. Meanwhile, the producers of The Golden Bachelorette watched in dismay as Shannon's show eclipsed their own in ratings and cultural impact. They reached out to her, offering a heartfelt apology and an invitation to join their franchise in any capacity she wished. But Shannon, having found her stride, politely declined. "Thank you," she wrote in her response. But I've realized I don't need your platform to find love or share my story. I've already found both, on my own terms. In the end, Shannon's rejection turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Not only did she find personal growth and professional success, but she also found love, not with one of the contestants, but with her show's director, a kind-hearted man named Mark who had quietly supported her from behind the camera. As the first season of Shannon's Second Chances came to a close, Shannon raised a glass of champagne during the finale. To love, to laughter, and to the unexpected twists that make life worth living, she toasted, her eyes sparkling. For Shannon Storms Beador, the golden years were just beginning.